Alright, so here we are at 24 here in Anaheim Hills. We're going to deadlift. We got some deadlifts going on behind us. So today's deadlift session, we got upper body power. So let's get at it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright guys, so we got week 2, upper body power. We're on deadlifts, 7x5. This is our 75% of our 1 rep max. Felt pretty good here. This is actually one of the 24-hour gyms that actually has bumper plates. So I love to deadlift here. Honestly, I'll only deadlift here because I have yet to find a gym around here that has bumper plates other than this gym. So it's obviously the best place to deadlift. They don't quite have whip bars. They still have normal bars. But they do have the bumper plates, which is pretty good. So this day was tough, man. This was a 7x5, which I'm really looking forward to this coming week 3, which is 8 sets of 4 for deadlifts, and that's going to really kill, and that's 80% of your 1 rep max. I think I probably could have went a little heavier here, but I'm trying to stick to the actual program that I set to watch the weights come up. So I did kind of hold back, I felt like, but at the same time, I know that it's going to all work out in the long run because it will get even heavier when I get to the 85 and 90%, or 80 and 85%. So it's all right. We'll be pushing ourselves in the second cycle after the deload week in week 5, which will be fun, and a lot of supersetting and quick in and outs. So I believe this is set 3. There's Giant over there. He actually had some pretty decent weight going on in his sets. Like I said, he's 56 years old. I believe he's deading 315 or 305, which is pretty damn good. I mean, for 56 years old. Like I said before, whenever he first started, he was literally deadlifting, 135 pounds, if that. Form was really bad. Now, I mean, his form's pretty good. He can move some heavy weight. And he loves to get in there and just kill it. So moving on to set 5 here. Pulling the phone out. So I am going to make a video as far as how to deadlift, because I know I did that for the squat and it worked out very well, and I know a lot of you guys like it. So I'm going to do the same thing for the deadlift for you guys as well. Basically, you don't want your stance too wide. There are some people that like the sumo deadlift. I'm more of a narrow stance deadlifter. I do like the sumo deadlift, but at the same time, I still feel like I'm doing more when I am close stance deadlifting. Sumo deadlift, it just seems like the bar doesn't travel as far. I have no idea what the hell this guy's doing behind me, and it was very irritating when he knows I'm deadlifting right here. You can see there are TRX straps all over the place, and he decides to jump around like a frog right behind me while I'm trying to deadlift. So, how wonderful for him. Alright, we're on to our last set. As you can see, I got a little serious. Took the shirt off, got the beater on. So those two little surface areas where there is no perforated grip, that's there for your shins. People have asked what that is for. It's for deadlifting, because you're supposed to ride that puppy up your shins. It's not uncommon to see people that have just got done deadlifting and their shins are bleeding. That's normal. It means you're doing something right. Keeping the upper back tight, turn on the hamstrings, and rock it. Okay, so we're moving on to bench. So we got bench press. We're going as heavy as we can, 4 sets, 3 to 5, 2 to 3 minutes rest. And actually, this was my best bench that I've done in quite some time. Not this particular set right here. I went up, but I went up to 305, and I believe I get 305 for 5, I believe, and that's my best set by far. So I'm anxious to see what my 1 rep max would be. I never ever actually just 1 rep max. I just kind of do the equivalent. The lowest I'll go to is 2. So sometimes, most of the time it's just 3, but sometimes 2. Now remember, this is a power movement, guys. It's a whole body movement to move this bench. Remember, this is power strength day. Okay, we're not just focusing on keeping the tension just at the pec. We're trying to move this weight. That's the most important part, moving the weight, getting the volume on this day. Okay, trying to build that strength so that way on our hypertrophy days we can push more. Okay, for our growth. That was a good set there. Okay, we got last set here. Trying to finish out as strong as I can. I've always had a pretty decent bench. I'm more of an anterior dominant kind of guy. My posterior took some time to build up, and I am still trying to build my posterior chain a lot more. But I've always had a strong bench. I mean, even when I only weighed 115 pounds, 110 pounds, you know, I was benching 155, 175. 185. I remember I was 140 pounds, I believe, 136 pounds, and I benched 225. And that's right when I first started lifting, when I first started training, when I was just a little stick. So, I mean, I've always had a good anterior press, anterior dominant movement. I've always been good with that. So we're on to overhead press. This is 6 to 10. We got three sets, 6 to 10 reps, 1 to 2 minute rest. There really isn't a change on these days, guys. We won't change much at all. The only thing that changes is your first lift, your deadlift. Everything else stays the same, so it's exactly the same from what we did the previous week. We're just trying to go heavier, so keep track of those weights and make sure that you're going heavier. So we're on to set 2. Bring them down to the ears and press them up. Giant's getting a little anxious back there for a set, I think. So make sure you're coming down to the ear, guys. You want those arms to go down at least to 90. If you're not coming down at least 90, you're not doing an overhead press. And I'm telling you right now, if you're putting the bench too much at an incline, you're not doing an overhead press either. I saw a post not too long ago. It said like overhead pressing, 300 pounds or something like that. The bench was at like a 45-degree angle. That's not an overhead press. That's an incline press. That's completely different. So, and it was on a Smith machine. Still impressive. I mean, it's a lot of weight, but don't call it what it's not. Call it what it is. Okay, here we go. Finishing off strong on the overhead presses. And we are moving on to Penlay rows. Now, Penlay rows, guys, literally are only in here to help build our deadlift. I mean, this is going to be a power movement that's going to help explosiveness for our deadlift. Okay, and we should be exploding up from the ground, yanking that bar to the lower part of the chest. On to set 2. And same thing, guys. Going for 6 to 10 here. Touching the ground each time. Don't bounce it, just touch. Just slightly touch. Explode up hard. It's an explosive movement here, guys. And it's supposed to be quick. Alright, it's supposed to be moving that bar quick, so you don't go super heavy here. Okay, it's more of a quick, explosive movement. So we're on to weighted pull-ups. I have to have Giant put the weight in between my feet. They don't have a belt there. Wish they did, but they don't. Wish they did. Haven't been able to do real weighted pull-ups in a very long time, so I got to hold them with my anterior to the Alice. So, again, pull-ups. Finishing strong here. One back. Giant back on his phone. Guy does business deals while he's working out all the time. Just whips it out, does deals. Does it all the time. Alright, guys, so now we are on to standing barbell curls. We got 3 sets of 6 to 10. We're going as heavy as we can here. 1 to 2 minute rest. And once again, you don't want a whole buttload of swaying. You don't want those shoulders to be moving a whole ton. Trying to keep it on the bicep, and you can tell when you're doing it right, guys. If you don't get a good bicep pump off these, then you're doing it wrong. If your shoulders are on fire, you're doing it wrong. If you're swaying to where you're literally like your back is parallel to the floor, you're doing it wrong. Like I said before, it's always hilarious when I got a guy with half the size of my arms standing next to me and I'm curling, you know, 75, 80, or 90, and he's trying to do 150s, or he's, you know, when I'm doing barbell or dumbbells, I got 20s and he's trying to do 60s. You know, it's just, it's comical. It's called ego lifting. We're not ego lifting here. We're trying to get strong. We're trying to get some strength. We're trying to put on some size. And we're trying to get myofibril hypertrophy and sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And we're not trying to get ego hypertrophy. So we're not trying to build our egos here. And it's okay, like the last rep or two. Remember, never sacrifice more than 10% of form. If you're sacrificing more than 10%, you're doing it wrong. So last set here, curls. Trying to finish strong. Horrible camera angle here. I'm going to have to fix that up, I can tell you that. Horrible. I'll tell you what, they were burning, man. Tried to go a little heavier than normal. I'm at 95 here. That's about as heavy as I'll go. Maybe next week, though, I might go heavier. I don't know. Alright, so we're on a close grip bench. This is our last exercise of the day. 3 sets, 6 to 10 reps, 1 to 2 minute rest. Now, the reason that I have us doing close grip bench, guys, is because it's going to help bring our bench up. You can do overhead extension like we did the first week if you'd like. But I decided to throw in close grip bench because I'm really trying to bring that bench to go even higher for me. And to be honest with you, you know, if you want a big bench, you got to have big triceps. Triceps are, you know, 70-75% of the bench press. Everybody thinks it's chest. It's not your chest, it's your triceps. Your triceps are the primary movement for a press. So remember that. You want a big bench, build the triceps. So I'm a big firm believer in close grip bench. And I've seen multiple people that I've trained, I've seen their benches skyrocket due to training close grip bench. Alright guys, so last set, close grip bench. And like I said, you can do false grip if you want, or you can wrap the thumbs. You can wrap the thumbs, it's totally up to you. I prefer false grip, but I would recommend you don't do false grip. Okay, it's a very, very advanced technique. So wrap your thumb so you don't drop it on your chest. I've seen people kill themselves that way, honestly. Well, I haven't seen it personally, but I've seen it online. Alright guys, so that's it for Power Week 2. Alright guys, weights up like crazy. So weights up a total of 9 pounds. A lot of that, like I said, is going to be water weight. But God, look at these mirrors, man. Fucking whole room full of mirrors. Love it. Look at them. So yeah, so weights up like crazy. Reps, sets, weight, and everything else in our actual lifts are up like crazy. So everything's up. So we just gotta keep that going. Keep track of everything. Keep track of my macros. Keep on point. Stay consistent, and keep going. How much weight you up?
Me? I'm close to 167 now. I mean 177.
Nice. So how much are we up since we started?
10, 11 pounds.
Oh shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Is this going down too?
Yeah, that's what we want, man. Alright guys, so we're here with a little post-workout meal. You're gonna love this one. And we are at In-N-Out with some animal-style fries and a nice fat double-double. So yes, I am going to devour this, and I will be back at you here in about 2 to 3 minutes. See ya!